Do you feel like a ticking bomb that is holding to the anger, just that eventually bursts, and feeling guilty about the burst that you experience? And I reassuring you that you're not alone with that. Many of us, especially in mid age, creating those outbursts based on conditioning that we were experienced and exposed to for years, that we have to hold, we have to control ourselves, we have to be composed until it's not no longer possible. Our body no longer in cooperation, and our mind is feeling triggered, and we are bursting, and many times unexpectedly in feeling like in the most inappropriate moment, when somebody is affected by our outlash, because they don't know what happened. We are surprised. We feeling guilty about it. We feeling shameful about it. What will they think about us? What how they possibly will retaliate? What kind of argument that can create, because they will feel triggered and ready to fight back with us, and putting some guilt and shame on each other and blame, and all of a sudden we don't even know consciously what is going on anymore, and even having more guilt and regret after somehow the emotion move move through the body. But many times it creates those cycles, creates those ongoing cycles between the anger and between the guilt, and we don't know what to do about it, rather than feeling shameful about it, or feeling angry about it, and going back and forth to it, and until we start realizing that there is a way, a calm way to go about your emotions. And how you would say, what is the calm way of going when the emotions are raging, when we no longer can manage them, control them? Well, when at the first signs of those intensify emotions, you bring the awareness back that that something wanted to move through your body, that your emotion wanted to move through your body, and instead of suppressing them, let them go, allowing them to move through your body, and have with the understanding that emotions are energy in motions, and they don't like to be suppressed, they don't like to be stored, they just want to move. And they usually with that movement, they also bringing a message. So it's not just that energy in motions with the emotions, but they also our guiding system, and the importance to being aware how to actually making them in a moving them in a peaceful way, to extract the message that they're bringing, that your body is talking to you, and not allowing the mind to interfere so much and creating some stories, but really discerning your inner wisdom from your body, that emotions are bringing, and in a peaceful way. And how we can go about it. There are some simple practices to become more present, to catch some breath that will create more of that present moment, to feel safe in your body, you touching your body, especially touching at your heart and touching at your stomach, where you grounding yourself, and telling your body that you're safe, that you're not in any danger, and that can create more of that peace in that experience, moving through those emotions, and with more of that presence and awareness, conscious awareness, you start decoding the message that the body is attempting to bring you to the surface by moving the emotions out of your body, and don't kill the messenger with the anger or guilt, but with that peaceful presence and invitation in conscious awareness to decode that message that the body is bringing to you, that will serve you, that will many of those messages are transformative because they were suppressed for many years. The messages, the emotions, and once you start discovering that peaceful way, you start uncovering those inner wisdoms, body memories, body messages that were waiting for you to start realizing uh, what what are the emotions for, that they are our guiding system, that they are messenger, and not just going in cycles with them through from the anger to the guilt, from the guilt to the anger, and having creating more of that peace. As I mentioned, there are some practical, simple steps. Also, having that understanding, that energy in motions, and bringing that understanding of the frequency scale. You can go and check check that to have the visual, even for you to how the energies are frequencies, and how they have assigned frequencies where for example, guilt and shame is at the bottom of that frequency, that is very kind of dense, and when anger is actually a little bit higher at the frequency levels, and love and peace and acceptance is even higher. So when you start peacefully decoding your messages, moving your energy through your body instead of attempting to control them, you raising your frequencies, and you helping yourself in transforming those densities of emotions from shame and guilt to anger, and that anger actually becoming that opportunity for you not to go back to the guilt and density and shame, but raising yourself even higher in the acceptance and reaching the peaceful, loving ways where lighter and higher frequencies can transmute those intensity that you experience in your body, and you can feel much easy in your body, more open in your mind, in your body, in your heart, and be and feeling more of that peace, feeling more of that love, feel more of the joy. Joy is also at the higher frequencies. So many times I've been kind of bringing that joy is also that natural medicine. When you can experience it's also natural body, the happiness and that feels like a temporary joy is more lasting, where it's more of that frequency, where experience that through joy can also transmute some of that density, some of those stuck emotions in your body that ready to be free, and you can actually experience that emotional freedom by releasing those emotions. But like I said, we many times been judged and conditioned to not express our emotions, don't know what to do about them, and we keep living in that guilt and afraid to be angry, and we get angry, and then afraid again, and feeling guilty about the anger, instead of having a deeper understanding that we get to move through those emotions and transmute them, and don't have to do much about them, and just enjoying the more peace, love, joy, compassion, and acceptance of ourselves, and bring that to others, to shine that light to others. So we're not just doing service for ourselves by by bringing more of that practice to our experience, and experience more of that emotional heaven and emotional freedom, but also serve as leaders, as visionary, show to the others that they can do as well, because they might be also stuck in those cycles, conditional cycles, where they don't know how to free themselves from those cycles. They feel that emotional heaven, it might be just something that they get to experience once they transition, that moving themselves through that emotional hell through their lifetime will give them that reward, but they cannot experience that here on earth. They can only experience when they return back to heaven. So you can create that emotional heaven on a daily basis by becoming more conscious, by becoming more peaceful, by having understanding that emotions are not the enemies, but the energy in motions that your body in a natural way attempting to help you to transmute them and bring the messages, your inner wisdom from your body, from your spirit, and to the surface, where you can feel that transformation, where you can feel more of that reconnections to yourself, to your spirit, to your source power, where you feel more confident to use your voice and share your wisdom, share your voice with the others for the higher good, and not feeling angry or feeling guilty about it, that that it's not your place to share something, because you just kind of stuck in those cycles, and don't know how to free yourself from it. So encourage you to co-create together more of that authenticity in the community, where we can co-create together, where we can expand our presence, where we can create that emotional heaven on a daily basis, where we can discover the difference we're making for ourselves, where we can with connections that creates that expansion, that activation of each other, that we can ripple that to our families, to our communities, to our businesses. It's so important those days. You might experience even more of that ticking bumps right now, not just because there is still a lot of wars going around and a lot of conflicts in this world, but also those emotional ticking bumps that they ready to burst, because you don't know what to do about them, because you're not aware that there are a peaceful way to move through the emotions, to bring more of that conscious awareness, and expanding your presence instead of constantly contracting and pushing yourself and attempting to control, and that lasts only for a bit, and then creates even more hell-like experience for you and for others, where you feel more guilty, more shameful about it, and then angry at yourself, angry at others, and don't know what to do about it. Let's bring more of that transformation, transmutation of our emotions, decode our messages that waiting for us to be uncovered, to bring more compassion to ourselves, creating more of that connection, and standing in your power and using your voice, where you can make a true difference to yourself, to reach that full potential, to remember who you are as a human being, and also to share your light with the others, because we are needed, especially in that mid-age, when we feel like we lost it, our life, by taking care of others, and don't have any future for ourselves, this is the perfect time to start to find your peace in midlife, and showing and living your legacy, and showing to the others that the role model that you never been shown for generations. You are going through those cycles of suppression of the emotions, of attempting to control the emotions, and lack of understanding that they are messengers. So you can be the first in your families to break through those chains and create that emotional freedom for yourself and emotional freedom for others, and ripple that to your families, to your loved ones, to your friends, to communities, to businesses, and bring more of that peace and rippling more of that peaceful, joyful, loving experience to the others. When you all experience that emotional heaven and start having more of that evidence that it's possible, that you don't have to wait until you transition, but you can create that heaven on earth experience on a daily basis, and share that with the others and experience that with the others. I would love to connect with you to co-creating those experience, heavenly experience here on earth on a daily basis. So feel free to reach out, put connect in the comment section. In the description of this channel, there's also links to awaken-women.com website. There are some free resources, weekly blog posts. There is a power generator free resource. There are links to the connecting, schedule some time together and explore how we can create more of that conscious presence and expansion of our presence, and co-creating that heaven on earth experiences. Without further ado, sending so much love, joy, peace, light, and compassion to you, my dears. And see you around. I've been coming live on Tuesdays, and bringing more shorts experiences, so check them out. Subscribe to the channel to know when I'm coming live, and bringing some message from my inner wisdom, from my spirit. They usually are guided. The topics that I'm sharing on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, are guided by my source power, my spirit, and the messages that I'm bringing on a weekly basis, sharing some experiences that I also experience through my life, through before I even share those topics, and seeing even evidence when some other people, when I'm checking some other messages, that it's on point, that we are, I think, connecting more to that unified field, where we bringing more of that wisdom through our body, by honoring our emotions and having better understanding that it's possible for us to use our power for good, to make that discernment, to make that difference for ourselves and for others, and share our wisdom with the others, so they can wake up, so they can be awakened and standing in their power, using their voice and living their legacy. So take care for now, and see you around.